Colombia is a country with everything: a rich and varied land, a deep cultural history, cosmopolitan cities, friendly, welcoming people. Colombia is one of the few countries with the highest biodiversity on the planet. Beyond the colour of the Caribbean Sea to the mystery of the Pacific, Colombia is the only country in South America with two separate coasts. Colombia has a rich and complex cultural history, with numerous active indigenous communities living in their territories, giving their wisdoms. In Colombia, everything is there for adventure travel: mountain climbing, whitewater rafting, wilderness hiking, everything you can imagine. Move to the joys of the yearly festivals, one for every day of the year, the most authentic expression of the blend of races: Spaniards, Africans, and indigenous peoples. Further to the richness of history and environmental diversity, Colombia is a pleasant surprise for the warmth of its people, their spontaneity and hospitality in every part of the country. Colombians are now officially listed as amongst the happiest on the planet. But the sad truth is that Colombia is still home to 3 million internally displaced people, second only to Sudan. Violence continues from paramilitaries, guerrilla and armed groups. Poverty is almost 50% of the population. In Colombia, 14,000 children are forced into fighting and sex slavery for the armed groups. Human Rights Watch states that 30% of FARC soldiers are children. Rape of women is still used as a weapon of war in Colombia by all armed groups. Many people live without hope that the violence will end. Imagine Colombia without violence. Imagine the day when it is free of war. Colombia needs heroes to look up to. Kids need someone to admire. People who want peace. People who laugh at the armed groups. Laughter is powerful. By laughing at them, the power of fear and control which they have is taken away, and they become ridiculous, powerless figures. The Famous Five are the new heroes. The Adventures of the Famous Five is a work of fiction, but is based on current events. Some characters are based on real people, but of course their characterization as comic figures is a complete invention by Mad Max. Mad Max is the name of a group of Colombians who are very concerned for their country's fate. We are completely independent and have used all our own resources to create and publish this comic. By showing the world what really happens in Colombia, the majority of Colombians who oppose the violence have a voice. Through humour and ridiculizing the perpetrators of violence, younger generations understand that violence doesn't work and that violent people are simply out of date.